So we're gonna air up the Wanderlodge so we can do some work on it. So I have a air compressor. I've got it plumbed in to the air dryer. So then I just open this guy up. Start filling the system. Still airing up. Takes a little bit with that little compressor. I got some little drain valves I added up under here. If you can see them. I'm just gonna go ahead. Good. A couple up front here too I added. Here. So we have, if you can see that, air pressure in the front and over here. Air pressure in the rear. We're getting close. We'll get up to about 120 and it'll pop off the air dryer. So these are the dump buttons for the suspension. So we're going to do the ones that are all the main suspension, the other the tag. So we'll go ahead and hit those. That'll start airing up the suspension. So you can see here already, that's the tag axle suspension is already going up. Go outside and see. One thing you'll note on these, you notice on the air gauges inside with the suspension dump, the air gauges were showing except for the tag gauge. So the air gauges show your primary air system. That's mainly used for the brakes. Those are protected with pressure protection valves, so that way you don't lose your brakes, your air brakes. So it keeps a reserve of air. If you don't know about your air system, there's a couple of great videos from Bendix that describe those air systems, and they're good to learn. You need to learn those. I mean, that's what keeps you going down the road and able to stop. So if you don't understand those systems, it's a good thing to go on there and watch those videos and learn how those systems work. The only air gauge on the dash on these that actually shows pressure in your suspension system is the one for the tag. The other front and rear air gauges are actually the air tanks for the primary system. So it's a little deceiving. Some people just assume it's the air suspension gauges, but they're not. about all the way up. We're going to start getting the jack stands out. We're going to be doing suspension work today, so I'm going to get this thing properly supported. Alright. We got the wheel off, now we're going to try to get the shock off. The other bolt for this shock is in a bad spot. Get this camera to go where I want it to. It's back here behind us. Sorry, I'm in trouble. Yeah, it's behind the drum, so I may have to try to take that off with just a wrench. Came off easier than I thought. Let's see. How to get in here with an 1.5 wrench. This guy back some. Sucker off of here. Don't want to come over there. There she goes. Alright, here's the old one out. Yeah, it don't sound real good. If these are the adjustable ones or not. Don't feel like it. Alright, well, we'll get the new one. Get it back in there. Alright, these are the new Coney adjustable shocks. So, in order to adjust these, you got to fully collapse it. So I've got it fully collapsed right now. It's really hard to pull up. But if you turn it, once you get to the bottom, you'll notice you can only turn it so far. I'm going to adjust these all the way to the highest setting, so it makes them really hard to pull up. If I go back down to the bottom and turn it, that's the lowest setting. Alright, so yeah, I just looked at the manual. If you clockwise is fully plus, so it's more dampening. So you can see it's much harder to pull up. I'm going to extend it out a bit so then I can collapse it to where I can put it on easier. Get the nut started there. Go ahead and tighten this bottom nut. I got two of these shocks. One has a polyurethane bushings, one has rubber bushings. I'm putting the polyurethane back here in the drives because I think they're a little hardier and they'll get a little more abuse. I like the idea of the rubber ones up front because they're a little softer. I'd rather have the softer component up front. That's where you feel most of the ride when you're driving. A little odd. It looks like they didn't angle this bottom pin, which is kind of weird. Match this angle, but sucker snugged up. Right. All right, there we go. This side done. It's the old shocks coming off. Some new conies. What do you think? Tight reach taking a licking. Stop. That's it. Alright, I just wanted to show this is that split beam torque wrench. Shows you how easy it is to torque. This is 450 foot-pounds.